Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Progress is everything. If you're new to the channel, we focus on videos to do with freelancing, small business and personal finance. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the different types of freelancing. We're going to get started right now. So the first style of freelancing, it's actually a style that I do currently, is called contracting. That is where you're a freelancer and you only typically have one contract at a time. Typically the type of payments that you receive is a daily rate. Typically, sometimes it might be an hourly, but I've been working in contracting for a number of years and it's a daily rate. The type of clients you get tend to be bigger clients, larger SMEs, corporates and enterprise corporates. So the kinds that I've worked at are people like Travelex, Barclays, Samsung, Genpact, a couple of different companies. The second type of freelancing you might consider is being a hired gun or a fixed term contract. You might think that this is similar to being a contractor, however, there are some differences. For example, you might have a longer term contract, it might be 12 months, could be 24 months. You may have some extra benefits, you may have less pay, but you might get, for example, health benefits, insurance benefits, maybe even pension rights, etc., which you don't typically get if you're a pure contractor. The people this might suit, if you're making a transition from employment to freelancing, you might choose to become a fixed term contractor or a hired gun. Sometimes you might look for things like maternity contracts, which tend to be 6 to 12 months. That can ease you into freelancing. Feels like a lot less risk for some people than maybe being a contractor or another kind of freelancer where you're doing 2, 3, 4 months, things like that. The third type of freelancing is a portfolio freelancer. What do I mean by a portfolio freelancer? Well, actually there's different types of portfolio freelancer. You might be a small business owner. You might be just a freelancer that has local clients. You might be a purely online portfolio freelancer using one of the online portals to get freelancing clients. The thing that groups them all is that you're a portfolio freelancer and you have more than one client. You might have 3, you might have 5, you might have 10, you might have 20. I've done this before in the past. I've had my own marketing agency where I did all sorts of different things. I did videos, animation, SEO, paid advertising, events. I did all sorts, websites. I don't know if I said that already. I'll try and link up somewhere on the screen some of the things that I've done in the past. And I was a portfolio freelancer, and within that I actually got clients that were online, word of mouth. I also even contacted clients. I did sort of email campaigns and generated some business that way as well. There are pros and cons being a portfolio freelancer. I'll talk about that more potentially in other videos. And of course, if you like any of these tips and you want more information, you can either get in touch with me in the email, it'll be in the description, or ask me to do more videos. I'll be more than happy to go into more detail. The fourth type of freelancing is purely online freelancer. Now you might have one client or be a portfolio freelancer, as I mentioned earlier. The difference is if you just want to be an online freelancer is that you can definitely work remotely. You can work from anywhere in the world. You need to make sure that you optimize your platforms well, that your CV or resume or website is well optimized and really displays your experience and results clearly, or your portfolio if you're creative. You also need to hone your internet skills. So obviously being digitally savvy helps. Certainly if you've got experience with maybe project management tools or time tracking, or even maybe internet tools for your accountancy or things like that. Being digitally savvy will definitely help. I don't think age is a barrier. But obviously, if you're a bit younger and you're always using technology, if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, versus if you're in your 70s, and I definitely think you should consider freelancing. If you are in your 70s and you want to keep active, part-time freelancing is a good thing you can keep doing. Age is definitely no barrier, but being technically savvy does help. Doesn't mean you can't learn, but anyway. The fifth type of freelancer, this is more based on location, but I'm still grouping it in this because I do think it consists of its own category, and it's called digital nomad. If you're a digital nomad, it means you're an online freelancer. Typically, you may have some local clients, but typically you're an online freelancer, but you're location independent. What does that mean, location independent? It means you can go anywhere in the world, and typically digital nomads might move from city to city or country to country. And I've heard different things. I've heard that some people might be in, I don't know, the Caribbean or Thailand or Europe for 1 year, for example. Or there are other digital nomads that prefer the nomad end of the digital nomad, and they like to be in places 3 or 4 weeks. They might be in Paris for 4 weeks, and they might be in Lisbon for 4 weeks. then they might be in London for 2 months and then go to New York, wherever they're going. So that can be interesting. I certainly think that it's interesting. Definitely if you're younger or if you want a year break, you could consider being a digital nomad. You can definitely, if you are considering being a digital nomad, you should think about lifestyle arbitrage and cost arbitrage. What do I mean by that? I mean, for example, the amount you earn and the currency you earn in makes a difference versus the cost of living. Local living expenses, for example, living in Lisbon is much lower cost than living in London. If you have UK clients and you live in Lisbon, you can have an extremely nice lifestyle. And a lot of digital nomads do like to optimize their life in this way. I have good paying clients in US dollars or sterling, UK pounds, high paying clients, 500, 1,000, 2,000 a month, and then live somewhere like Lisbon or Thailand where you can have a low cost of living, and they really get that sort of lifestyle optimization, which is really the primary goal of being a digital nomad. Type of freelancer number 6, that is a side hustler. Now this is somebody that might already have a full-time or part-time job doing something else. It's a great way to start freelancing. You can do it in the evenings, weekends, or any free time you might have. And you can think of doing something on the side. It might be that you're a freelancer per se, but it might also be that you're starting your own side business itself, maybe even hiring freelancers. That sort of side hustler topic or category really does straddle both things, being a freelancer and also being a small business owner. The 7th type of freelancing is when you are starting a small business. It may feel like you're a business person, but when you're starting a small business, there can be a lot of parallels between freelancing. You might even have your freelance job on the side. You might be an Uber driver, or you might be doing contracting or other freelancing to support your new venture or your startup business. So that's why I've included in here. I think that when you're starting a small enterprise, there's a lot of crossover and it can feel a lot like freelancing. I think that there might be some resistance to this in the comments, but so I'll move on. Stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home parent is the 8th category of freelancer. You can definitely mix parenting and freelancing. Some people can do it better than others. Obviously, it depends on the kind of kids you have, depends on your own personality, depends on your own circumstances. But there are a lot of people that like to mix it. For example, a traditional sort of freelancing career I've heard from stay-at-home parents is like blogging or writing or content, maybe mixing it in with photography, for example. But there's like loads of jobs you can do. In fact, I think I've got some videos out there about the number of different freelancing jobs that you can do. Definitely check those out if you're interested in doing that. Some bonus tips for you guys, like your personality type and your situation may actually help you, and your goals to a certain extent may actually help you to understand what kind of freelancing you want to do. Okay guys, that was just a summary of the kinds of freelancing you can do. Looking down at it, I've pretty much done all of these, so if you've got any questions about any of them, be sure to hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know if you've had that experience or if you have any other questions. If you like coaching or if you need any support, I do offer a coaching service. You can email me directly on progressiseverything@gmail.com. Also, you can check out my website where there's some additional content, progressiseverything.co.uk. You can also follow me and hit me up on social media. I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram, and obviously I'm on YouTube. So if you're here and you haven't already, definitely subscribe, hit that bell notification icon, and make sure to check out my other videos as well. If you've got a friend or if you know anyone that could benefit from freelancing or is even considering freelancing, definitely send them this video and any other videos that you think might help them. That's pretty much everything, guys. So just remember one thing, that knowledge is power, progress is everything, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you check out my other videos for tips, tricks, and hacks, as well as other pros and cons.